You not New York if you don't dance when the call blasts. It's time to turn up the New York culture podcast. From music to culture to fashion lane. From the sports to the food to showtime on the train. And what's that? It's the New York culture podcast. And what's that? It's the New York culture podcast. And what's that? New York culture podcast. And what's that? It's the New York culture podcast.
Welcome back to NY Culture Podcast with your girl Andrea Maria and your boy Yala.
Yo, what's up, y'all? What's up, Yala?
What you been up to?
Not much, just chilling. Just finished work for the school year. School's over.
Finally.
Yeah, it's for the year, right? Preparing for summer work. I'll be working with kids in a baseball program, so it should be fun.
Cool.
What you been up to?
Nothing. The year's over. I can tell you that. School year's over. Working on another job this summer.
So, right, work's over to jump right into some more work, right? We didn't really have
no
A
vacation.
few days.
We had a little vacation.
A few days, but just right back to work. Now you're back on the podcast, right back to work. So you're always working.
Always. So, what's up? What are we gonna start with? The BET Awards?
Yeah, I mean, you could let the people know how the BET Awards went. I caught bits and pieces of it. I didn't really get to watch in depth.
So they honored Puffy. You want to call him Puffy? You want to call him Puff Daddy? You want to call him Diddy? You want to call him Love?
Remember he tried to go by Brother Love?
Yes. Now he's Diddy Love. Something.
Diddy Love. Oh,
yeah,
geez.
something like that. Whatever. I usually call him Puffy or I call him Diddy. Depends. I usually go with Puffy. But anywho, they honored him, and I felt it was a great performance because he even brought out Shine. Who would have thought we would ever see Shine and Puffy on the stage together?
I think I'm too young for that.
Yeah, Shine did a whole bid for Puffy. That's when they did the shootout in the they had the shootout in the club that J-Lo was involved in it.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, so Shine was the one who took all the rap for it. So to see him on the stage with him, because everybody said it was Puffy. We don't know, but the real story is that Puffy did it. Shine just took the whole rap for him. But Shine is actually like a big person in Belize. Like after he did his bid here, he got deported obviously to Belize. So but yeah, he's like a mayor or something out there. But It was dope to see him come out and perform.
So he turned his life around after that.
Yes.
Okay.
And then he brought out Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim was off. She was in. Yeah, I don't know. She got some more work done. Way more work done.
Every time we see her, she look crazier and crazier.
But she came out late, so she missed the whole first part of her line, the whole verse.
Well, her verse started playing, and then
she came out when it says what is it? The beginning of her verse, so she wasn't there for it. Then she tried to sing and she was off, and then she peeped that she was off, and then she waited and then got to where the part of the song was at.
Yeah, they've been doing this for decades.
The same, you already know you're gonna perform What About a Benjamin?
Yeah, classics. You should know that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Everybody has off days, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, everybody has off days. We have our off days sometimes, right?
Yeah, but they've been performing that same song for how many years? I was a kid when that came out. Literally. But it was pretty cool. Then he did I Be Missing You. Faith Evans came out, performed that.
That's nice.
But he honored his kid's mom, the one who passed away, Kim Porter. So it was a lot of videos of her. Oh,
that's love.
Yeah. I felt like he always was on and off for her, because his middle son, Christian, that's his mother, and then he has the twins with her too. But then he has another kid that's the same age as the twins here, but he wasn't together when they broke up, but you could tell their love was real type thing, because he still hasn't got over it.
That's love though.
Yeah. And then his new girl was there that had a sign with something Poppy on it.
Yeah, I saw that, go Poppy or something like that.
Then when he gave his thank you speech or whatever, he shouted out Cassie.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, but he shouted her basically to thank her for going through the tough times with him. But people out here talking
he's with
why
with Young Miami.
Yeah. So people was talking crap like, oh, how he like did that for Kim and how he shouted out Cassie with his girl right there. But if they was there for him during a tough time, or like Kim is somebody that's his kid's mother. It's a whole different ball game. But yeah, it was pretty cool though. His performance was cool.
Yeah, he was with Cassie for like 10 years.
Yeah,
right?
he was with Cassie for mad long.
Not like it was a fling. It was a 1 year, 2 year thing.
Yeah, but the thing is that he came off a song recently, like 2 weeks ago, and it's supposedly for Cassie. That's what I think. That's what brings like more.
That's why
heat
everybody
to it.
been going crazy.
Yeah, and then her man like posted something with that song. Cassie's man. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's a.
Any like notable performances from? I know Jack Harlow performed.
Yeah, he
right?
performed and he brought out Brandy because you know they had that little thing when Jack Harlow didn't know Brandy and Ray J were brother and sisters.
She just wanted to try to be relevant.
And then she made like a whole, cause she had made a comment like I'll make a whole rap about it, and she actually did.
She remixed one of his.
She remixed
I forgot
that
what song
one.
it was, but
the
she
First
remixed,
Class.
Yeah, she remixed First Class.
And well, I guess they squashed whatever fake little beef they had, and he brought her out when he performed First Class. And
There's a Lil Wayne too. Lil Wayne came out too.
Yeah. Then Kanye was the one who gave Puffy his award or whatever, looking crazy.
Came out with the mask on, sounded like he could barely breathe.
Looking crazy.
That was dope. I mean, it was dope to see him because I feel like we don't really see him on like.
Well, technically, you didn't see him.
Yeah, technically you didn't see his face, but I feel like you don't really see him on like BET and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like Kanye and Drake, they be thinking they too big for BET. They have said it.
He's like selective on what he does.
Mm-hmm. They too big for
But that was nice to honor his friend if they are friends or colleagues or.
Yeah, he basically said that like Puffy helped everybody and if Puffy was to ask anyone for something, no one should say like no, they should just go and do it type thing. That's what he said in his speech.
That's nice.
But Puffy has hits. Got hits. I always say he's a good music maker. And he signed a lot of people. I don't know if he paid them all, but he signed a lot of people. I can say that for right. He even had the Locks out there. He was beefing with the Locks before about getting paid. But Styles P was in there.
What? So what else has been going on?
Well, we can see the previews of the Yankees right now.
Oh yeah, right now.
The recap actually.
The highlights. Game. We just beat the Oakland Athletics 2-1. We on a roll right now. We comeback kings. There's never a time when we down. I feel like we can't come back. Like we've been. Like I saw this stat online. It's on Wednesday we trailed by 3 against Tampa. Came back and won. Trailed by 3 against Houston, came back and won. Sunday, we trailed by 3 against Houston again, came back and won. Monday, trailed by 4 against Oakland, came back and won. So it's the first time the Yankees have ever rallied from 3 or more runs down to win 4 times in a 6-game span, which is pretty impressive.
That's dope. Yeah, that's dope.
We had 2 walk-offs from Aaron Judge in that span.
I was watching. Was I watching or hearing? I was hearing it during the game. Michael K and Cameron Maybin, they were speaking because according to like the media, they're making a big thing that during the post game, Aaron Judge said he was the best player on the team.
Oh wow, that's a bad call. I'm sorry. I'm just watching the recap. That's why Aaron Boone got ejected. Yeah, because he was arguing. You know what it is? That wasn't even a good frame job. It was a low pitch. Wow, they called that too. What? No way. But yeah, obviously people can't see this at home. But if you tend to see like the recap on YouTube, Facebook, anything like that, they just called 2 bad. Are they gonna call another one? Another horrible low strike call. Wow, that's terrible. Wow, those are terrible calls. But yeah, I'm sorry to get sidetracked. Yeah. What were you saying?
No, so basically in the post game they trying to say that Aaron Judge said he's the best player on the team. So he went and he corrected it. He said, I didn't say that. I want to say something like they're the best on the planet.
They're the best team on the planet, he meant to say, but it came out, he said best planet on the team accidentally. Yeah. And then people took it as him saying that he was the best player on the team.
Maybe that's what he thought.
Hey, we definitely are the best team on the planet, though.
Yeah, we are.
Even though we had a little rough patch against Houston. Houston freaking...
They got a no-hitter
so
on
crazy.
us.
They got a combined no-hitter on us. And freaking... We were hitless for like 16
innings.
Yeah, 16.1 innings, I believe it was. When I saw that, I'm like, yo, what are we doing? Like, are they really... I guess the pitching staff from Houston came out and did their job, you know? To keep the best team in the league right now quiet for freaking...
A couple of games.
That's almost like 2 full games. 16 innings. But no, yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy to see. But yeah, Houston is the only team to no hit the Yankees, and they've done it twice in 64 years, which is crazy.
That's crazy.
You said at the same time too. That's crazy. But yeah, so Aaron Judge walked off twice. Right?
Yeah.
Had a walk-off single, and then he had a walk-off 3-run home run.
He's hot.
Yo.
You already saw they already trying to seal the deal.
Yeah, they came to
An agreement
with him on, I believe it was $19 million for the season. Was it?
Yeah, $19 million
for this season,
and like
to
some
avoid
other
to avoid the arbitration. And then he has incentives that if he is the MVP of the league, he gets like, was it 250,000?
Yeah,
250,000, and then if he's the MVP of the World Series, he'll get another 250,000.
Yo, but look at that right there. Look at those standings.
And so right now we're 55-20, we're 12.5 games ahead of the Boston Red Sox.
Yo, Orioles is 20 games back.
The Orioles 20 games behind. Red Sox behind us 12.5 games. Blue Jays behind us 13 games. And speaking of the Blue Jays, their star Vladdy Jr. declined the invitation to the Home Run Derby this year. All-Star games taking place in Los Angeles, the city of bright lights, you know.
Yeah.
Hollywood. But he already won the competition. So it's like
he
ain't really got nothing. He put on a show. You know, even though they changed the formats, you know, so it's not like it used to be back in the day with the 10 swings and all that. But he put on a show. Now he's one of the top players in the game. And he said that he didn't want to take a chance and hurt his wrist again. So
usually they always say that people who do the home run derby that they're not the same after the fact.
Yes, I'm not sure if he's battling a wrist injury this year or when he did it before he injured his wrist, but he doesn't want to risk injuring his wrist again. So I could respect it. I mean, he already went out there and won, put on a show, one of the best performances in the derby in recent memory. So yeah. Let's see.
Don't forget, watch the captain after the home run derby.
Yeah, after the home run derby, the captain first episode.
July 18th.
I feel like we watched that so long ago. I'm really going to be excited for the first episode again because I feel like we haven't saw it in a while. How long has it been? Like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
A long 2 weeks. A lot has happened in 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah?
But
what happened?
To stay on baseball for right now, Bryce Harper was hit in the hand by a pitch, and he's expected to have surgery to repair his broken left thumb. The hope is that he could play again this season. Hopefully he could. The reign of MVP. Yeah, but it's crazy to watch. Like, you got pitchers out there throwing like 90 plus, 100 plus. Like, yeah, you got batting gloves on, but that's only going to do but so much. There's no cushion. There's no padding protecting you. So to get hit straight onto the hands is crazy. So he showed some frustration, and they just took him right out of the game immediately. So, you know, hopefully he could recover quickly, help the Phillies, you know, do a little bit better. They got nice players on that team. What else? The brawl.
How about the fight? Yeah.
The brawl between the Mariners and Angels. That was crazy. Yo, that's a baseball brawl right there.
That was a real fight. It's
that's
not like
a baseball brawl.
The bullpen's clear. Everything cleared, and they didn't do anything. No.
Yeah, usually we see a little pushing and all this stuff.
They was really fighting.
That was a brawl. They hit Jesse Winker with a pitch, and I'm not sure exactly what happened after Jesse Winker got hit by the pitch. But then after that, he starts walking towards their dugout. Everybody clears, and then you can see punches being thrown, and they got their money's worth. Well, the fans got their money's worth.
And they got their money's worth because they got fined with a reason. Yeah, they be getting fined and not even fighting. Yeah.
So how many suspensions is? I don't even want to name everybody. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 suspensions handed out for this brawl. somebody had a great angle of it. Like they were like right there on the field, and the angle they had was like close to the dugout where it was happening, and you could see so much stuff, like the punches being thrown. I'm like, all right, this is baseball right here.
Didn't someone get hurt?
Yeah. So the pitcher from the Angels, Archie Bradley. He went over the dugout rail to join the team in the brawl, and then he ended up breaking his right elbow. New York City, folks. New York City. But yeah, so Archie Bradley broke his right elbow after going over the dugout railing to join Sunday's brawl. So now he can't throw for the next 4 weeks, and then he'll have to start a throwing program before he returns to playing. So,
That's crazy.
some well wishes to Archie Bradley. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, that brawl had me. I was like, yeah, okay, all right, let's go. It's exciting.
Real fight.
Because we got no hit for like 16, and then so there was some things to be excited about other than Aaron Judge's walk-offs. Stan's hot too.
Yeah, he is.
Stan's just hitting a home run like every day.
And Rizzo
other day.
is hot.
And Rizzo too. Rizzo staying hot. But I like that Stan came back from injury and he's still doing his thing.
Doing good. How about your Mets?
Who's Mets?
How about Lindor's Mets?
Those are your Mets.
How about Lindor's
you're
Mets?
Such a huge Lindor fan.
Nah, I was a Lindor fan before he was a Met.
Yeah, now he's with the Mets and you love Lindor, so you're a Met fan.
I ain't a Met fan. I'm a Lindor fan.
So yeah, they're 47-28. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games right now, and they're 4 games ahead of Atlanta. Not that big of a lead.
Yeah.
And they're
you
still
know the Mets curse.
They're still playing without Max Scherzer and Jacob deGrom. So I haven't even seen like an update on when they'll be back, but I know they missed them big time. But yeah, just we already said the Yankees are 55-20, best team in baseball. We were in New York, you know that. We're 6-4 in the last 10 games. We've won our last 3 games.
We doing our thing.
Yeah. So right now, Judge is leading the league in home runs at 28 home runs. We got Pete Alonso of the Mets leading the league in RBIs with 69 RBIs. And yeah, and Judge also leads in runs scored with 60 runs. And shout out Paul Goldschmidt. He's leading the league with a 347 batting average. That's tough. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, on to basketball. Right now, there's a lot of rumors about Kyrie Irving.
Oh yeah, he's all in it.
He's opted in to his player option to return to the Brooklyn Nets for this season.
Who they're thinking of getting for the Brooklyn Nets? Who's been playing for like his position? I don't know. I heard something this morning about it.
I have no idea.
Who has played when he hasn't played?
Who's played when he hasn't played?
Yes, when he was out because they didn't have his vaccine.
Yeah, they don't really got no card that's better than him.
But they're saying that, you know what, they had to settle for that because of him. So it's like they'd rather just get rid of him when he didn't even play half the season, you could say. That's just the rumors I was hearing this morning.
The Brooklyn Nets said they'd rather, if it came down to it, they'd rather lose him and KD than go through what they had to go through last year. Yeah. But it's like, damn. You know, Brooklyn fans, they were so excited. Oh, we got KD, we got Kyrie, we got James Harden. Hasn't got y'all nowhere so far. Just some playoff appearances.
But isn't Kyrie your favorite player?
Yeah, hell yeah.
So why are you like this complicated man?
Well, because his
he's
talent.
I don't know about his talent. His talent is 50%.
And listen, it don't even matter because when he was a part-time player, he was still doing better than tons of people that was playing all season. So there's no question in his talent. The question is
he's lazy. No. Then what's the problem? All right, I understand the vaccine thing, but everything else that they be talking about.
Nah, he's not a yes man. He's trying to go with what he believes in.
He didn't want to get yes man. People don't want you.
He didn't want to get the vaccine. He thugged it out, and what happened? They end up making an exception for the Yankees, and they ended up making an exception for him. Yeah. And he went back to work full time. He went back. He was doing his thing. Part time, full time. He's still one of the best players in the league. Nobody could tell me nothing. He got his chip with LeBron. Now they talking about he might want to go back with LeBron on the Lakers. I'm still going to be a fan of him wherever he goes. That's my favorite player. So
Okay, your player is a little complicated.
Yeah, very complicated. But
But I think I like his style.
he fights for what he believes in.
Yeah.
I just feel like a lot of people feel like he's a cancer to teams because he goes to this team and then it like falls apart, and then he goes to a different team. He's been on like years with Cleveland, then he went to Boston, then from Boston he went to Brooklyn. Now they're like, damn, that's not a good look. He's gonna go to his fourth team now. He's gonna go run back to link up with LeBron again, which at this point is getting corny. Like the league is just like, yo, let me just pair this superstar with this superstar.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go add this person to this team. Like, it's just crazy. Like right now they even trying to see if they said KD was trying to see what his future's gonna be like with the Nets. So I think if anything, they both might return for this season,
mm-hmm.
and then I guess they'll see what happens after that. But yeah, let's see how long this era in Brooklyn continues. They still got Ben Simmons though. That was a good pickup from Philly, even if these two dudes leave. Or maybe if Kevin Durant stays, I don't know if he stays, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to watch. They're still in a better position than the Knicks, you know.
See, I didn't say it this time. Because you say I did your team. I didn't even say it.
We went and did nothing in the draft. We did like absolutely nothing. There's so many players, so many good young players. It's like they just like, yo, we gonna pass on everybody. You know what? We gonna draft for other people, and we gonna trade this player here, and we gonna do this. And now they clearing cap space. They just traded Alec Burks and Nerlens Noel. So I guess they're just making cap space because they feel like they're gonna bring in free agents. One of the heavily rumored people that they're trying to acquire is the point guard out of Villanova from currently he's with the Dallas Mavericks, Jalen Brunson. They're going like all in, I guess, on getting him. He's a good player, don't get me wrong, but I feel like there's just no faith in developing the youth. Mm-hmm. Like we just do horrible when it comes to that. We want to go and just get free agents. Yo, let's trade this person. Let's trade this person. Let's do this to go get a good free agent. But all the moves we made, nobody's really put us over the top. Like we end up drafting Frank Ntilikina. He didn't really do much for us. We traded him. Had Kristaps Porzingis. He didn't really do much for us. We traded him. Even though if he had some fun times with KP in New York. Ended up trading him. He's with the Mavs now. Tim Hardaway Jr. traded him. We trade a bunch of young dudes. When we went to get Melo, we traded a bunch of dudes to get Melo. We had a few playoff appearances. Phil Jackson came. Nothing really came of it. So it was just like, what are we doing? Like, we rebuilding. Then we make the playoffs. Then we come back. And then we look all right.
It's probably
then we missed the playoffs. Now it's like I'm curious to see what are they going to do. Like, what's next?
Well, I feel like when teams are like that, it has to do with, like, what happens on the inside, to be honest. You look at the mess they got. They under new ownership and everything. Look at how they looking. That's how I feel, but I don't know. For a fact.
Yeah, but take, like, Golden State, for example. They drafted that team. They drafted Klay Thompson. They drafted Steph Curry. They drafted
But
Draymond
a lot of people
Green.
don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I'm saying, but you need to start taking note. Yeah. What you doing hasn't been working these years.
They spoke about that in the Jeter documentary. Remember that they were saying because of Steinbrenner when he had to step down. Yeah, he always wanted to get the big players, but when they stepped down, when he had to step down because of his drama, that's when they use, like, they got the Jeters and the Posada.
They started loading up on young talent.
Exactly.
Because before, when Steinbrenner was running everything, he used to just want to trade all the young talent for good free agents and big names and bring them to the city.
But the Yankees had started doing that too after. Like, you got me, before they was just getting all these big players. Now is when they're not. Judge is out, is homegrown.
Yeah, it's getting me excited to watch that documentary now. I'm like playing it back in my head. But not yet. But look at Golden State right now. They've won 4 championships with their core that they drafted. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, 2 of the greatest shooters of all time. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter ever. You got Draymond Green, former defensive player of the year. You know, he's good defensively. Offensively, not too great, but he could facilitate the offense. You know, he adds a different part to the game. Pretty gritty. Talks a lot of shit. Guys, he got his own podcast too. But yeah, they're in a good place. They got James Wiseman that they drafted, and he hasn't even played. I don't even know how many games he's played, but barely he's played. He hasn't played a full season yet. They drafted him top 3 pick, I believe. Hasn't played. They drafted Jonathan Kuminga. He's young. He's like 19 years old. They got him. They drafted Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole could have easily been the most improved player this season. They got him. They got talent. It's crazy to solidify talent they got with championship DNA mixed in with the youth that they got right now. That team is crazy. So yeah, the team's got to take note.
Take notes. Homegrown. And my thing is, it's homegrown. It's less money you're spending.
That's true too. So right now, I think the Knicks clear like $19 million in cap space. But the thing is, I think they're gonna go and they're gonna give Jalen Brunson this big contract, where he's not like a superstar player. I feel like he was on a team with Luka Doncic, so I feel like he played off that very well. But even there was a time where Doncic was out when he was holding it down. Even in the playoffs, he was doing pretty good. So this season, he really opened a lot of eyes to show, like, you know, he's a really good player. I don't think he's trash at all. I don't think he's mediocre. I think he would be a good addition to the team, but I don't think that's what we need to put us over the top. So I don't know. Let's see how it goes. All right. In other news, this week the WWE celebrated 20 years of John Cena.
I'm getting old.
20 years.
I remember when he first came out. That's when I stopped messing with wrestling.
Damn, that means when he started with WWE, I was 3 years old. Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, but I stopped messing with wrestling at that time, though.
Yeah, because that's a whole different era.
Yeah, I didn't like him at all.
But now he's a 16-time world champion. Now he's viewed as Vince McMahon went out there on, I think it was Raw. Because we spoke about when he went on SmackDown and he said what he said. Came out on Raw, was advertising. They did like a John Cena week. Like they showed appreciation and love to John Cena for the week. And he went out there and said Cena was the greatest WWE superstar of all time. So, in a way, there's an argument.
I can sit here and argue that.
It always comes up because Ric Flair's also a 16-time world champion. And Cena's also a 16-time world champion. But the argument is, I've been hearing on like some wrestling podcasts I listen to. So Cena is a 16-time WWE world champion. You feel me? He won all his world titles in WWE. So if you're talking about the company itself, WWE, then he has like a slight edge. But Ric Flair, which I feel like is more impressive, he was in various companies and actually in a time where they was traveling all around the world. He was a traveling world champion. He was 16-time world champ. So it was
a tougher
hard.
Time back then too with wrestling.
It's
now
hard.
it's easy. I feel not easier, but it's
and it was like
money
more
wise.
and back in Flair's day, it was perceived as more realistic. You feel me? Not everybody, not all the fans were hip to it being staged and stuff like that. Yeah. But now once Cena came up, fans was already hip to it being scripted and this and. But two of the greatest wrestlers of all time, hands down. But I don't even have an answer for like who's the greatest WWE superstar of all time, because there's too many greats. Like, because you can even go back to Bruno Sammartino way back in like the early days of the Garden, where he was selling out the Garden as the main attraction. You got him. You got Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah,
Speaking of Hulk Hogan,
Hulk Hogan's Beach Shop in Orlando, Florida needs to get it together, because we was out in Florida, and I'm like, oh wow, look at Hogan's Beach Shop. I've always saw it on social media. People always post it. It's the inside of the store is so nice. That's the only reason I wanted to go, and I probably would have bought like a shirt for me maybe, and maybe for my dad, because we share that love of wrestling since I was a kid. Have I said this on the podcast before? Back in the days, like 94 or whatever, he used to be going to the Manhattan Center He used to wait outside for tickets, and they used to be cheap, and he used to go and watch it ringside. So that's where I get my love for wrestling from. But I'm like, yeah, it'll be dope. While I'm out here, I'll go to the shop, I'll experience it, I'll take pictures and videos and send it to him, and then, just come back with it. I wasn't going to tell him. I was just going to bring him back a gift, and he's always appreciative of anything I get him. So we went, and they said the store opened at 10. We got there like 11:30. It wasn't open. We left. We came back like 30 minutes later. It was like 12. It still wasn't open. Went, got something to eat, called up until like 1:30, 2 o'clock. Still not open. I went on every social media you can think of. I went on Twitter. I went on Facebook. I went on Instagram. Messaged them. Added them. Is that even a word? Added them.
I think so. In social media world,
yeah.
Added them. So that's a word.
I tagged them in messages on their post about why the shop wasn't open, because online it was listed that they opened at 10.
And on the store
and
door.
Everything. Even on the store door. Freaking, it was open from 10 to 6 or 7 or whatever it was. And nobody was there.
And there was a lot of comments with people saying the same thing.
Yeah, I saw the first thing I did, I went to go check the reviews on Facebook. And there was people saying like, oh, I did like a 3-hour drive, and I made this a part of my day to do this, and I went and it was closed. Another lady was saying that, oh, she came because her son's a huge wrestling fan, and it was a letdown when they weren't open. And one time the store was closed before the time said it was gonna close.
Probably never opened.
I'm like, bro, that was so bad.
Horrible.
But listen, the outside of the shop, what I got to see is very nice. The signs outside, the glass, like the different windows in front, it highlights like different parts of his career. Like when
and I like how they had like the NWO side and like the regular Hulk Hogan side.
The red and yellow.
Yeah.
They had a ring inside that I saw from outside of the store because we didn't get to go inside.
No, but
the
even
store.
the windows.
Even the sign. The sign that they had a picture of Hogan, and it was half red and yellow, and half NWO. So I mean the detail and the design of the outside of the shop was very nice, but maybe someday I will get to enjoy the inside of the
horrible.
shop. I don't even know if I want to go back.
Yeah, I don't think so.
There's another one in another part of Florida, but I don't even think I want to go back. But yeah, like I was saying,
horrible.
Many wrestlers that can easily be placed in the conversation for greatest WWE superstars of all time. We got Bruno Sammartino, we got Hulk Hogan, we got The Rock, we got Stone Cold Steve Austin.
You have Mankind.
Yeah, I don't think he's up there with them, but
he's up there. He has I think he had good matches. That's what it is. He had great matches.
Yeah, when they threw him off Hell in a Cell and all this crazy shit.
Yeah, that's when he just had great, crazy
But
matches.
What I like about him, he's not the like best flashiest wrestler, but he got everything down packed. Like, even though he wasn't the best like in shape, like you know how we always had these wrestlers that like Hulk Hogan, for instance, like big biceps and ripped and all this stuff, and John Cena's ripped, and Stone Cold wasn't really. He's in good shape.
Stone Cold wasn't really ripped.
He was in good shape, but he wasn't like ripped. But Mick Foley wasn't in good shape.
The Rock is ripped.
The Rock now was ripped. He was in good shape too when he was in WWE. Yeah. When other than that time where he was wearing a shirt, which was hella weird. But yeah, so there's a lot of greats. Mick Foley's definitely one of the greats. He does a great job of just being creative. He had like 3 different gimmicks. You know what I'm saying? He was
Dude Love,
Mankind, Cactus Jack.
And he was regular. Wasn't he regular Mick Foley?
And regular Mick Foley. He was a commissioner at one point, so he always found a way to stay creative, and to keep the fans entertained. And
the Rock and Sock connection.
Yeah, when he was a tag with the Rock. Very comedic. He definitely could be funny. Could definitely be serious. Play a bad guy. He could go out there and be extreme and do those violent matches and stuff like that. But yeah, the amount of abuse his body has taken over the years is insane.
It's crazy.
But he's definitely one of the greats, though, hands down.
He's actually a great person. Like, you know how to read people, but like I've been around him. He's always in character, though. I could tell you that. I don't think it's his character. I think it's just who he is. Like the way he dresses. Like his family could be dressed up.
Definitely not flashy or nothing.
But him, he's just regular.
He wears that like black and red flannel a lot of the times.
I'm telling you, I saw him at a party. Came in with sweats and like They were Tims, but not Tims, okay?
Yeah, you got
but his
that.
wife was nicely dressed. His kids was nicely dressed. It's just who he is. But
Hey,
he's a
walk
real
ar-
nice guy.
Walk
Real
around
nice
comfy.
guy.
He's paid though. I
Yeah,
tell
he's
you that.
paid.
But yeah, he's definitely one of the greats. Should I say greats? I didn't even mention Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels is definitely one of the greatest of all time.
Just a sexy boy.
You could go Bret Hart. Bret Hart is one of the greatest of all time. It's a lot of guys. But
So you want to speak about your trip to Florida?
trip to Florida, yeah, it was cool. It was nice. I got to experience Disney and Universal for the first time. We went through LaGuardia Airport, which is apparently new and improved and all this stuff.
Oh, can I speak about LaGuardia
Yeah,
Airport?
I know. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me
speak your
tell you.
piece.
So LaGuardia, I was so hyped. I'm like, yo, they opened a new part, so it has to be upgraded. It has to have all of this stuff. Okay, yes, it is upgraded, but the metal detector is still the old-fashioned one. I didn't even feel safe going through there. You did not have to put your arms up like the other one that checks everything.
Florida actually had her.
Yes, Florida had it, but JFK has it, and Newark has it.
Yeah, because I only fly Newark before on previous flights, and I've always had to go through that one.
Like, I always like JFK or LaGuardia. Newark, they don't really have that many options for me when I'm flying. There's no Starbucks or Jamba Juice like JFK does. But I'm thinking that LaGuardia is gonna be like, oh my god, way better. They have a new system when putting your luggage through the metal detectors or your carry-ons. That's a new system. I feel like it's better. But the actual metal detector for you to go through is like the regular one that you find anywhere. Like, but then now let's talk about going to Disney World. I didn't feel safe in there either. They didn't even check my bag. We just went through a metal detector and that was it. They wasn't checking
like
bags.
the big bags, like big backpacks and stuff like that.
I could have had God forbid, I could have had a gun in that bag. I could have had a knife in that bag. Let's be for real. I don't know. I've been to Disney and Universal before, and I feel like it was more you got checked better. Matter of fact, I felt going to the Empire State Building is more secure than flying through LaGuardia right now. And I'm not even gassing it. Or the Statue of Liberty, because they make it's like you're going through TSA when you go to the Statue of Liberty and Freedom Tower and Empire State Building. But yeah, that's my take on LaGuardia Airport, by the way. I think I was just disappointed. That's what it was.
Fun trip though. Had a lot of fun. It was dope. Enjoyed that and come right back to work, right back to reality. So
back to reality.
Hopefully the summer goes well. Look at that, they getting the fireworks ready for 4th of July outside. Remember? Yo, I've always been wanting to talk about this. Remember when we was home and it was still in the pandemic, right?
Yeah, it was still in the pandemic.
So remember when we was initially first home, everybody was getting the extra $600 and there was fireworks every single day. That anytime I hear fireworks, that's what I think about. There was a freaking span that probably had to be like a month or even longer. It was fireworks. Every
People
single
just spend
day.
money on fireworks. That was crazy.
I mean, they could send the extra $600 too if they want, but
California is getting what is it? Inflation money relief. It's like
Yeah,
1,000 and change. I hope we can get that because inflation is crazy right now.
though we spoke about sports and we didn't even get to touch on, like, I have a Brittany Griner update.
Oh yes, she's facing up to 10 years.
That's crazy. Yeah, so she appeared in a Russian courtroom for her hearing on, I guess they saying she had possession of cannabis. And she's facing possibly 10 years. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And she still has to be in jail until her next.
She had to go
date.
back for another court date in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe something like that. I read sometime in July. And also we spoke about sports. I didn't even get to say John Wall, former Washington Wizard and former Houston Rocket, is now signing with the Los Angeles Clippers once he clears waivers from the Rockets. So that's a nice, solid addition. Even though he hasn't been playing much basketball, he's been getting paid like $40 million just to sit at home while he's injured. But that's a nice addition to the Clippers. I'm curious to see if they could all stay healthy and see how that plays out for them. But yeah, he was one of the best point guards in the league, and he started getting hurt. So we haven't really seen much of him. So hopefully he can still come back. He was very fast, very explosive. He was high on defense. But yeah, that's a nice piece to add along Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and everybody else they got on the team.
So today, like an hour ago, they posted that Travis Barker is hospitalized. His daughter now just posted like, please send your prayers. So I feel like it might be type serious.
They didn't like specify what
No, because I seen it before, and it was like that Courtney had just got to the hospital, and now there's a post that his daughter put, please send your prayers.
Yeah, he's trending on Twitter.
So something must have happened. TMZ says it's still developing.
Yeah, it says Travis Barker's medical emergency is starting to sound more serious because his daughter's asking for prayers. That's crazy.
Hopefully everything is okay. Now, obviously it's not okay, but,
hopefully it turns out well. Damn. Yeah, it's crazy. They haven't even said anything, no specific. And look at TMZ. TMZ ain't shit. Unfortunately, the in sickness part of Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker's vows are already coming into play.
What?
Like, they got no respect.
Horrible.
Damn, that sucks. And he posted on June 28th, 10:45 a.m. He posted on Twitter, God save me. Wow. But speaking of prayers, Lil TJ.
Oh, yeah.
New York City rapper was shot multiple times. And now it's said that he's going to be paralyzed.
That's crazy.
I've been trying to find more sources to confirm it, but he definitely was shot multiple times, and he was having emergency surgery, and a lot of people were asking for prayers for him. But it seems, from everything I've seen, is that it looks like he may be paralyzed.
You heard about Nipsey Hussle's the guy who killed him?
No.
He got beat up in jail.
I didn't hear
and then I was hearing that the girl that was involved, according to her, she was the Lyft driver, right? And that he was like, she heard him like arguing on the phone, like, oh, he snitched or whatever. And then he was like, oh, take me here. And then he got in the car and was like, keep on driving. But I don't know if I believe that or anything. If I feel like it's sketchy. But they was talking about that. And he just got beat up in jail.
So Lil TJ is allegedly going to be paralyzed. I can't find like a legit source saying this, but that's all I've been seeing over social media. You can't believe social media sometimes. But he was definitely shot multiple times and had emergency surgery. And he's only like 21, 22 years old. So sending prayers to him and Travis Barker.
This world is crazy.
It's crazy. One day you could be just living your life. Next day, you never know.
And it's like you're just starting to live. You got me? 21.
Yep. But I feel like that's all we see with these rappers. We spoke about it before. Like this, you rise to fame. You still around the wrong people, or you get to that level and then you start getting around the wrong people, and then there's haters out there. It just don't end up great for a lot of people a lot of the times. Yeah. So hopefully he's good. I like some of his music. I'm not too big of a fan, but nobody deserves to lose their life or even be paralyzed at the age of 21. That sucks.
It's crazy. The world we live in is crazy.
Also, did you hear about how well Tom Cruise's Top Gun Maverick is doing?
It made billions, right?
Yeah, so it just crossed the $1 billion mark at the worldwide box office. The Top Gun Maverick is the first film in Tom Cruise's more than 40-year career. 40 years of Tom Cruise, that's nuts. To reach the $1 billion milestone. It's also the second highest grossing film in Paramount's long history in terms of domestic figures, behind only 1997's Titanic. It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
I think that might be the highest earning movie he's ever had in his career. Like,
it has to be.
It has to be. I can't think of anything else that's been bigger. And it's crazy to think that it's a sequel, and this ties right back to one of the topics we had about sequels and franchises going on for too long. This is a sequel to a movie that came out in 1986. and it's doing better than the original, and it's one of the highest earning, probably the highest earning movie in his career. So shout out to him. And I think I said it before, but they're dropping another Mission Impossible.
They are?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But if you can stick on the movies topic.
Thor's coming out.
Yeah, Thor's coming out, but also a movie I gotta watch. Some of my friends watched it already, told me it was good. Rise, the story of Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh yeah, I want to see it on Disney, right?
On Disney Plus. It came out. It's covering his life and his start before he came to America and got drafted into the NBA and stuff like that. So I definitely have to watch that. And as you know, Thor's coming out. Thor: Love and Thunder. And Disney, they have all the merchandise, all the toys, all the figures. But I personally can't wait for it to drop. I believe it comes out July 8th.
A lot of things coming out in July.
Yeah.
We got the documentary.
And one of the actors casted is Christian Bale. He played Batman in the Dark Knight trilogy. Mm-hmm. Have you seen any of those movies? Dark Knight. I mean, you probably saw Dark Knight with Joker, right?
Yes, I saw that one.
Sure. Do you see the next one with Bane, by any chance? By Tom Hardy. He's got the mask and.
I don't know. I know I saw the one with the Joker for sure.
So he was having an interview with Christian Bale, and he says it's a lot easier to play a villain than it is to play a hero. There's a great pleasure in playing a villain. It's a lot easier to play a villain than it is to play a hero. And he gave props to Chris Hemsworth, who plays Thor. He says he had a much tougher job. You know, everyone's fascinated with bad guys immediately. Well, that tends to be the case a lot of the times, like with Joker and stuff like that. Joker, Riddler, Two-Face, like a lot of people are drawn and attracted to those characters because they're usually like, you know, pretty crazy, or they look unique, or they act unique. So a lot of the times they pop out because at the end of the day, what's a hero without a good villain? You know, so it'll be dope to see Christian Bale on the other side of it. Now he's Gore the God Butcher, and he's got he looks pretty sick, pretty crazy.
Yeah, it looks weird.
And they're saying that he's one of the best villains in the Marvel universe that we've seen on the big screen. So hopefully he doesn't disappoint. They also asked him if he'd ever come back to play Batman, and he said the only way he'd do it is if Christopher Nolan directed the film. There was the director of the first three.
Okay.
So it's like,
so the last one was in the same director, I'm guessing. The last Batman.
No, yeah, it was with him, but after they finished, that was it for the franchise, or that trilogy. And then now we have Robert Pattinson as Batman. It was directed by somebody else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was directed by Matt Reeves, I believe. It was a good movie though. I definitely don't think it's top in Dark Knight with Joker. Dark Knight with Joker is legendary.
Yeah, it is. I even had to watch it from a film class.
Yeah, I've seen it like 8-10 times, no lie. That's one movie I've seen like unhealthy amount of times. Just the performance by both of them. Heath Ledger, who's no longer with us, who passed away after, filming the movie, and Christian Bale. Christian Bale also did a hell of a job as Batman. Yeah, so right now, Stanley Cup. Colorado.
They dented
Avalanche.
The trophy.
Avalanche won. They beat the Lightning, and like a few minutes after, they're all like somebody's holding the cup, and then they tripped, and then they dented. There's a big dent in the Stanley Cup, and then like there was a slow-mo video, and you could see like a bunch of players like really like surprised and like, oh, did that really just happen, kind of thing. It was funny.
Crazy.
My Rangers couldn't get it done. He was very close. Hopefully next time.
Hopefully the Yankees do it for New York.
Oh yeah, let's go. They're putting on for us right now. But right now we're gonna go into a weird stretch where the only like major sport we have is baseball.
Yeah, for the next 2 months.
Yeah, so no basketball, no football. Waiting for football. No basketball, no football. Hockey just finished, so baseball it is. Let's go Yankees, baby.
The best sport.
You got anything else you want to touch on before we wrap it up for this week's episode?
I think we could wrap it up. Next week we'll come with more stuff. We're releasing on a different day once again.
Yes.
Well, you said last time either Tuesday or Thursday we'll be releasing.
Yeah,
so
I said I didn't know. I didn't make a promise this time.
You said Tuesday or Thursday.
Yeah, I didn't make a promise this time,
So
so I
this
didn't
will
break
be
any
Thursday.
promises. I kept my promise last time.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, look at Derek Jeter. Oh, he's happy belated birthday to Derek Jeter.
Yeah, it's June 26th.
Happy belated to the man. But yeah, so as always, you already know. Make sure you subscribe to New York Culture Podcast. You subscribe, you'll get the new episode once it drops. Whether it be, you never know, it might be 11 o'clock at night. It might be after 12, it might be in the morning. Just so you know when it's going to drop, make sure you subscribe. You wake up to that brand new, beautiful episode. You can hear our beautiful voices, keeping you updated with everything that's going on. If you could, and you can leave a review on whatever platform you're listening to it on, whether it be Apple Podcasts, it could be Spotify, it could be Google Play, it could be YouTube, it could be Facebook. I found out like a couple episodes we're on Facebook Watch. It could be on that. It could be on Stitcher. It could be on. We're everywhere. We're everywhere. If you could go over to at NY Culture Podcast on Instagram, you could click the link in the bio. Give us a follow. Then you could click the link in the bio. It'll send you to all the platforms where you can find our episodes. You could listen to our newest stuff. You could listen to Andrea's old stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's never too much NY Culture Podcast for the NY Culture Podcast Nation. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, we'll come back next week with a full agenda.
Yeah, we definitely. Well, last week we felt like it was iffy, but then we got feedback from like our people, like our real rights that tune in every week and give us feedback and critique us. They actually felt like it was some of the most fun that we've had on the podcast, and it was an episode where we felt like we didn't do our best. So that's all that matters. Everybody finds a way to enjoy it, whether it be like you just like that we're giving you a lot of information, or whether you just like the vibes and the conversation or whatever. Just
because I thought we didn't do great that episode.
But as long as you're enjoying it, we'll keep it coming, whether it be on a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday.
Any day of the week.
Any day of the week. Just know we're going to drop. We're going to keep this thing going.
Yeah, I got pressed today. They asked me what was the new episode.
Yeah, see? They got people coming for us. But
they should know we was away.
Yeah, we was away. That's right. But yeah, this podcast is for our loved ones. You already know. We got a special someone in mind for this episode. We ain't got to drop no names, but this episode's for you. And that's it. Are you going to say over and out?
Of course. You already know. Over and out.
All right, see y'all next week. We'll let y'all know what day.
Over and out.
You not New York if you don't dance when the call blast. It's time to turn up the New York Culture Podcast. From music to culture, the fashion lane. From the sports to the food, to showtime on the train. And what's that? It's the New York Culture Podcast. And what's that? It's the New York Culture Podcast. And what's that?